Oh, Mr. AK, interesting line of thought that you have been expressing then, but one was wondering, how much of a threat is Ali Modu Sheriff to the existence of PDP?
Well, the much threat he is that, one, hate him or like him, Ali Modu Sheriff is a strong politician, and he has demonstrated it over years. They probably underrated him. And that is probably why he is digging in. Almost like, yeah, I mean, we have held 2 conventions, and all of them ended up in a fiasco, as it were. The reason is, if you look at that, and then we are talking about going to hold another convention in Port-Harcourt, because Ali Modu Sheriff,
Abuja?
No, sorry, in Abuja. You know, Ali Modu Sheriff had said, look, let me appoint those who are going to be organizing the convention. At the end of the day, who organized the convention in Port-Harcourt? Wike, who not only has disagreed with him politically. If you look at the utterances of the 2 people, now you know that they are now they are almost like personal enemies. Their utterances. It has gone beyond politics to almost at the level of hatred. Now he is the person who is organizing the convention, which Ali Modu Sheriff says he is the rightful person to organize. Back to the story of the weekend. I mean, I
thought there's a board of trustees that appoints organizing committee.
No. The board of trustees is the conscience of the party. It's the NEC that, you know, they instituted this organizing committee. And look at that, takes me back to what happened to Dokwesi. Dokwesi, while he was busy campaigning, having known that the chairmanship was zoned to the south, they zoned him out, what they called micro-zoning, and zoned it to the southwest. And the man was campaigning. So they now found out, I'm trying to tell you high-wire politics, they now found out that if they throw it open at the Port-Harcourt convention, which was most likely going to be, that Dokwesi may well win, in the sense that he had a lot of followership from the north. Do you know what they did? There's something we call statutory delegates in national convention. That is to say, those who have held positions elected positions in PDP and are still current members of PDP, i.e. former local government chairmen who are still current members of PDP, are entitled to vote.
So you were talking about the part that, having been zoned out and those delegates, what then happened thereafter?
Good. I'm trying to tell you how that crisis can also deepen. And part of why I even say that the fact that that convention did not hold was a blessing to PDP, in the sense that PDP would have gotten into more trouble. I was telling you the Dokwesi story. It's not as if Dokwesi must be chairman, but you see, give people a level playing ground. That is what we said was the issue with the party. Imposition and then undue influence. Good. You know, when eventually they now found out that he had gotten a lot of favor towards the north, you know what they did? They now said that condition or that proviso that says all PDP former elected officials that are still members of PDP are entitled to vote as delegates in our national convention. They removed that. Do you know the implication of that? In the north, most of the former PDP, I mean, most of the local government chairmen, they now restricted it to current serving local government chairmen. There are no such people up there because it's all APC. Where you can get such people are in the south, south and southeast.
So there will be no delegates from there?
So there will be few delegates from the north, in which case he's been statutorily rigged out. By the time the people come in, they now find out that the people who are going to vote from the north are just very few. Because he had gone to see people in their constituencies, and people were quite excited.
So
if for any reason now you now find the man having sympathy for maybe the sheriff group, it's almost like these people cannot give me a level playing ground.
So
that deepens the crisis.
Dr. Eke, the coming convention in Abuja, do you see it resolving the crisis in the PDP?
You see, the only way it can resolve the crisis is do not look at one group as a bad group. If you continue to see Sheriff as a bad guy, you never can resolve this problem. you must absorb him. Look at his own views. Like I started by telling you how much he put life into PDP. I gave you a history of at a point in time when a number of people, in short, if I say I'm PDP, they say, oh, are you still there? PDP was toxic at that point in time. So he put life into it. Now that everybody is coming out, looking for, identity with PDP, it was courtesy of, it is courtesy of Sheriff. So don't stop looking at him as a bad guy. Bring him in, but then give him a kind of arbitration that he will have confidence in. Not arbitration that has already taken a side. Board of Trustees, for instance, has given a vote of confidence to the McCarthy group. And by implication, vote of no confidence on that group.
What factors should be considered in bringing about that arbitration that he will be comfortable with?
Good. Bring in people who have not shown express and overt interest in any of the factions. The Alex Okwemes are still there. Those who founded the party, there are quite a number of them. But not the Jerry Ghana that organized an opposing convention to that of Sheriff.
Politics can be very deep.
This Board of Trustees people that have shown, overt interest in the McCarthy group.
For some PDP members, they still think that there's some kind of external influence outside the PDP trying to cause some disaffection amongst members. So that the PDP can never be the same again.
Always look out for external influences. I've told you that the influence is internal. It's the power politics of governors. Those who want to show, that they're in charge, who want to take over the party. And if anytime you hear Sheriff talk, he talks about those who to stop impunity.
You use very strong words to describe the governors.
Say that again.
You've used very strong words to describe the governors and their influence on the party. I'm just wondering, do you think that, first of all, the governors can be removed? And then, the influence of the governors on the party, can we really do away with that? That's on the one hand. And on the second hand, do you think that, what exactly do you think Ali Modu Sheriff holds so dear that he must be considered or factored into reconciliation in the party?
Well, your first question is, you cannot remove the influence of the governors, because the governors are members of the party, and they happen to be incumbent governors. And once they're incumbent governors, they control some votes, they control some influence. Vote goes with influence and all of that. So we cannot say we will do without the governors, but what we are saying is that we can whittle their influence. We can tell the governors that the party belongs to every other person, inclusive of the governors. 2, Ali Modu Sheriff has said that he wants to be part of those who are going to conduct the convention. As a matter of fact, he is insisting that he is going to be the chairman of the NEC, National Executive Committee, that will appoint those who will organize the convention. You can come halfway, because it's all about negotiation. You can come halfway. Now that they say they have moved the convention to Abuja, it is also a concession. Instead of holding it in what is quote and unquote enemy territory, now it is in Abuja. Good. You can now begin to get him to step down.
As being very valuable, and as such, they would like him to remain within the fold of the PDP.
Yes, at this point in time, we want a number of people. We want everybody who is going to contribute to the strength of the party, to the welfare of the party. This is not the time, those days when we used to do some kind of re-registering, in which case we will register some people out and make sure that some people don't get party cards again. We are welcoming everybody, because you see, my fear about a third party is that it is the same people. For people like us that are in politics that know that it is the same people that are in PDP that are also in APC. On this platform, when President Buhari released his first list of ministers, there were 22. And I start exactly where I'm sitting today and told you that 12 of those people were PDP people. I looked at their credentials. They were all PDP people. So in other words, the people who are in APC, apart from maybe President Buhari, Tinubu, and a few other people, the rest of the people are all PDP. So they move from one place to the other. So even this third party that appears to be a place that we are going to get stuck on now is also going to be peopled by PDP people, APC people, the same people. That's why I started by talking about leadership recruitment process and then change of orientation.
Mr. George Ike, that's your anchor. Thank you very much indeed for coming on today.